Guys come in and you represent probably the most important universe, I would say, in the entire toy industry, because what collectors think and what they feel directs everything nowadays. I've been doing this for 20 years, and way back in the day I managed collector events at Jack's and Mattel and stuff like that, and I will tell you that, you know, there was a sense that you had to develop good product and keep collectors in mind, but there wasn't really an understanding as to how valuable the community is. Now you see YouTube channels that have 1 million people, and you see, you know, it's a different universe. It's not just a magazine. Toy Fair magazine was awesome. Action Figure Digest was awesome, but that was the tip of the iceberg, because now you have people that can really change the entire, or influence an entire group of people by how they feel about something. So excited to show you guys some stuff today, and really, you know, primarily like things like WWE, but we also have some really cool stuff like Girl Scouts, first time ever doing some licensing with us, and we're reintroducing Cabbage Patch Kids and Wild Kratts, which is incredibly exciting for little kids. With Turtles as a novelty licensee, and there's just a lot of cool stuff here to show you. So feel free to follow me around, and I'll give you guys a quick tour of the place. So first of all, starting off with the WWE, we primarily do role play, and we do some novelty stuff and collector novelty, and then the big collector rings and the 31-inch figures. And we're always looking to add new categories that make sense to either little kids that are looking for a value or collectors that are looking for something authentic. And what you'll see here are things like the electronic mic and the basic microphone, which do really primarily reach out to kids. We're just introducing for the very first time the Royal Rumble 30-figure bucket, which will be a $9.99 item with 30 figures inside. It's going to be quite a value, and we're going to continue to deliver. As you can see, a ring, 30 figures. You can identify them. You see King Kong Bundy, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, and just a really great group, a great host of, I see the Road Warriors back there. Even though they're single color, it really immediately relates to both the collector and the consumer. By the way, I just want to introduce, so you got Kevin Tully and Jason Arnold. These guys head up our creative group, and Kevin's our head of creative services and events and packaging, and Jason's our head of design. So if there's anything here that you think is especially good, you should give them a pat on the back, because those guys are amazing. Yeah, exactly. So also you can see our micro baubles. So Series 2 includes like Stone Cold Steve Austin, you can see Brock, Hogan, you can see my boy Bray, who is a madman, and so on and so forth. Again, $4.99, really basic novelty play, not necessarily being positioned as the highest end collector stuff on the market, but it's just fun, and it's an easy price point to get into. Thumpers continue along. We're still introducing more thumpers. These are the thumb wrestling guys that you can play with in your own little rings. And then moving forward, the 31-inch figures for the very first time. We're introducing Hulk Hogan in his Hulkamania gear. This is straight from China, so it's been banged up along the way. But it is looking good. The sculpt is looking great. We're also going to do an NWO Hogan. So there's going to be a Hollywood as well as this. You can see The Rock, Cena. There's multiple Cenas out here. This is a new gear, a new deco for Cena for 2015. So it continues, and again, I think the 31-inch figures tend to reach out primarily to the kids, but it's really great, and it's fun, and we're going to continue to grow that business. If you guys have any ideas or thoughts as to which 31-inch figures we should make in the WWE, feel free. I'd like to hear a couple names now. Is there anyone that comes to mind? Undertaker, Piper, anything else? Warrior?
Rey Mysterio.
Rey Mysterio.
Yeah, the
awesome.
Mask. Make sure the mask take them off.
Oh, that's incredible. Bret Hart. I thought you said Sin Cara. I was like, no, he didn't say Sin Cara. Yeah, old school. Yeah, Bret, the best there ever was and will be. Totally got it.
Maybe the Hart Foundation themselves, both of them.
Just do the whole thing.
Yeah.
Get Jim the Anvil.
Yeah,
that is an interesting man.
Yes.
Yeah, meeting that man in person is like meeting a Tasmanian devil. He is a very interesting man. Smart man too.
Yeah,
so next up, you can see our collectible rings. So we started out last year introducing the authentic scale ring. This year it's going to be a WrestleMania style. And we're also introducing both the current cage and the classic cage. And I will tell you, that we are breaking them all apart. So we'll be offering them where you can buy the cage separate from the ring, as well as together. Our perspective is, if you have the cage, if you have the ring, we don't want to make you buy a second ring, a third ring, a fourth ring to get the accessory items. And we listen very closely to the collector community. As a matter of fact, we care very much and we'll fight for the collector community. So in this particular case, we're able to really come together and meet minds so we can continue to build this. And I will tell you, in 2016, watch for things like the elimination chamber and stuff like that. So we're going to continue to build this out. It's going to get better and better and better. And seriously, I mean, the objective is to have a whole program, and that's what we're going to do. The other thing, and it's really nothing to announce yet, but I can almost guarantee and promise you that the best is yet to come on the collectible side. We've got some stuff that hopefully, if we can finalize next year in WWE, you're going to really, really be blown away by some of the things that we can do for the older age consumer. So let's keep going. So I'm going to briefly introduce you to Wild Kratts. This is more for the kids. It's actually the #1 show on all of kids television right now. Wild Kratts is on PBS, and it's a show about two adventurers, Chris and Martin Kratt. And when they engage with any animal, they transform to have that animal's superheroic powers. So, for instance, what you see here is Chris Kratt with an elephant and with elephant power. So they put on their creature power suit in the show, and when they put on that creature power suit, it makes them unbelievably powerful. And really, the objective for the Kratts brothers is to introduce children to animals of all kinds in their natural environments and make kids much more aware of the world that we live in. And we think it's a beautiful storyline. Frankly, we got very fortunate because we would have never predicted this was the #1 show, but as it turns out, it is, and it certainly has all of those earmarks of being a special, special show. So it's just nice to see parents embracing what we think is tremendous content. So coming around, Crashlings. So we introduced Crashlings this year, the world of little meteor mutant monsters that ride meteors from outer space and travel around the universe. And Crashlings are going to be primarily this year sold in single packs, and this is Series 2, first time ever being introduced, over 150 styles. And the single packs will run about 99 cents, and so you'll find these everywhere. And the play pattern of Crashlings, every Crashling comes in a meteor, and the meteor itself, when it opens up, it has a popper. So it will pop. Oh, sorry. That was a premature population, I believe. But no, these Crashlings, they pop everywhere. So it's a very fun item. Over here to Ninja Turtles. So thank you very much. So we're one of the partners on Ninja Turtles and primarily doing novelty and specialty items. This is one of the really cool items. This is the Water Grow Turtle. And the Water Grow Turtle, you put it in water, it gets to 800% of this size. And it's slimy and it's gross, just like you would hope a turtle might be, just by the nature of it being in water. But there's all kinds of fun things like light up weapons, and there's great stuff. Skateboards, everything else. Here, Jim Preziosi, one of the 4 horsemen. So we got one of the 4 horsemen here. Makes me so happy to see. We'll have a signing afterwards. Okay, guys, are you ready to see the most ridiculous item? The one item that probably should never exist, but will be in over 10,000 stores this year. It's Cat Paw. So Cat Paw has one feature. Here, Thomas, come here. Thomas Poon, who is one of my 2 partners. Cat Paw is a way to just caress your best friend with a smiley cutie cat. No, Cat Paw has no function. It has no use, and yet it's just fun and ridiculous. So that's Cat Paw. It was on David Letterman, the Today Show, and it's been all over the media this year. It allows us to do some really fun stuff. Great spot in here. Right. The Groomer ride-on travel storage for kids. So basically it allows you to pack your kids, and then they can ride on. And it's a lot of fun. So as you can imagine, kids in the airports, you give them something to do. It's a lot of fun. So you can see you've got turtles, you've got Batman, Iron Man, Spider-Man, we have the Disney princesses, Dora, SpongeBob, and all of the above. So, cool, The Rock's here. It's awesome. All right, so I'm really excited and honored to reintroduce the world of Cabbage Patch Kids, but with a little bit of a different play pattern. Cabbage Patch Kids over the last 10 years has been primarily focused as a fashion brand, and we're making it more nurturing again. And we're doing some of the cute things that will make it engaging to both children as well as the collector community. So let me show you a couple things that we think are going to make Cabbage Patch Kids absolutely adorable. So this is called the Dancing Toddler, and let's make sure she's on. This is a sample directly from Hong Kong. They work 12% of the time. 88% of the time they explode. So I want you guys to be very careful. No, this would never explode, not in a million years. All right, she's precious. She won't explode. See, that's what happens when I talk about action figures and then come here and talk about Cabbage Patch Kids. So,
Can they hear you?
I think so.
Yeah.
So is this one of the 88%? Okay, so she dances, but also it's to James Brown.
I feel good.
So she sings I Feel Good, because who doesn't love James Brown? I'll tell you what, I love it so much that I'll make every item a James Brown item for this stuff. So another thing about a Hong Kong sample is they never stop dancing. So oh my God, I didn't even touch it. That's a miracle. You just witnessed a miracle. So I'd also like to introduce you to Colleen Gilday. Colleen is the head of Cabbage Patch Kids business and licensing unit. And Colleen, this is the collector community.
We love the collector
Billions and zillions of little stars that are out there communicating the brand to the world. So we're just thrilled to work with Cabbage. And I think really the next thing to show you guys is how we're really flipping this from primarily fashion back to adoption and nurturing and rescue. And that is with our Cabbage Patch Kids. Each kid comes with a key. And so you see the little key. As you can see, she's adorable. And you've got this little key. But the key has a specific function. The key engages and interacts with their adoptable pet best friend. Okay, so these little pets, this happens to be the bulldog, when you put the key into the locket, you get lights and sounds, and you also get heartbeats and all of these things that you might expect and want when you have a child and their pet interacting. So the commercial is truly going to be magical, and the whole concept of this is so nurturing and sweet, and we think it gets right to the heart of what Cabbage Patch Kids is all about, which is one of the most beautiful stories in the history of toys. So in addition, not only are we doing all the cute little pets, which match their Cabbage Patch best friends, but we're also bringing back some of the classic kids. So you can see here some of the classic kids which will be available at Toys R Us. We'll also have some product available at Hallmark in the classic. Hats, wigs, so you can make all of your own kids into Cabbage Patch Kids, which is outrageous and funny. So that was on the Ellen Show and also on Today. And then finally, I think there's one more thing to focus you guys on, which is really break frame from Cabbage Patch. We're going to do 3 super limited edition Cabbage Patch Kids days at Toys R Us. And there's going to be a 1 of 1,000 to a 1 of 2,000 limited edition 18-inch big kid. So these are the oldest Cabbage Patch Kids ever. You know, look, 18-inch dolls right now are super duper high, but we knew that we wanted to make this into a very relevant collectible. So, for instance, Marisol, she'll be out for 1 day and then retired forever. And you will never, ever be able to get her again. It's only 1,000 units and done. And so what I'm saying to you guys is, just from a collector and excitement, we're going to bring a lot of excitement back to both children as well as the adult collectors for Cabbage Patch Kids. And watch for this to be a serious brand in 2015.